Most companies have some kind of yearly performance appraisal. Often, the staff's direct supervisor will evaluate the performance of their staff for the entire year. Based on my conversations with many leaders, there are many who say that performance appraisals are actually quite difficult to manage. In fact, some leaders are terrified in holding them because it can end up with arguments with their colleagues. Here are some issues that I've noticed in a lot of performance conversations. Number one, disagreement with their ratings between the supervisor and the team member. I remember one response from an appraisee that says it all. I worked so hard and you're giving me such a lousy grade. The leader and the team member had such a difficult conversation after that. A client once told me that some managers actually rate their staff higher because they want to avoid disagreements with their team members. Number two, the recency effect also takes place when the manager evaluates. This effect suggests that leaders sometimes make decisions based on what has happened recently. If a person's performance is relatively good for the first 10 months and not so good in the last 2 months before the appraisal, managers will tend to remember the lack of performance more vividly as it is still fresh in their minds. Number three, leaders treat it as a grading exercise, but not focus on helping a person improve his or her performance. This actually goes against the intent of such exercises, which is to focus on how to generate better performance at work. And number four, another issue is timing. Most traditional performance appraisals happens once or twice a year. It is difficult to correct a wrong behavior or an action many months after the incident has happened. Employees value ongoing conversations more as these are happening real time, as and when challenges are being encountered. Such conversations actually help them move in the right direction to make a positive change. Studies were performed on traditional performance appraisal systems and they show that, number one, majority of the people who rated less in the highest value on the rating scale disagree with the rating more than they agree. And number two, majority of the people who disagree with the rating are less motivated and less satisfied with their jobs after the appraisal. And number three, majority of the people have little or no idea on how to actually improve their performance. So, what actually increases performance in an individual or team? It is vital to provide frequent feedback, maintain open communication and collaboration with peers in order to improve performance levels. Research psychologists from the Kansas State University, Eastern Kentucky University, and Texas A&M University have found out that providing negative feedback during annual performance reviews demotivated employees instead of motivating them. Even when positive feedback was given, it was misconstrued. Therefore, if we want to develop high performers, leaders must take on the role of a coach to empower team members. Another study was done and showed that today's workers do not see their managers as experts in certain subject areas the way that their predecessors did. They felt that whatever knowledge they need from their job is available to them online. Instead, they are interested in their manager's ability to coach or mentor them in their personal growth and learning. The good news is that even though that most appraisal systems may not be as ideal to improve performance, hope is not lost. You can still focus on creating real-time coaching sessions with your team members to help them to be successful in what they do.